You got nothing? Are we on the internet?
Hey!
Hey, nice shirt, Brian.
Nice shirt, Danny.
Thank you.
Zach's asleep. He's had such a long day. We really should give some of these people naps. Tonight, the Mighty Nine fight possessed corpses, uncover clues, and commune with God. We'll break it all down with my guests, Ashley Johnson.
Hi.
And, ooh, that was creepy. And Taliesin, oh wait, Travis Willingham, really?
Future Taliesin Jaffe.
Welcome back.
Phylactery 2079
Welcome
for
back.
Taliesin.
Welcome back. All that and more tonight
Oh, brother.
on Talks Machina.
Keep you on your toes.
We have some announcements real quick before we get into talking about episode 60.
So close.
We had a blast playing Portal 2 today, didn't we, Travis? On Yeehaw Game Ranch.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We showed it what fur.
Our friendship survived. We made it into each other's mouths a couple of times.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
That doesn't need to be said.
The VOD is available right now if you are a Critical Role Twitch channel subscriber. If you're not, there's a button right here. It says subscribe. You just press that button and boom, you can watch today's.
I don't see anything.
I don't either.
Well, you're
Like
not
he's
looking
just
at the Twitch.
gesturing into the
You're not
camera.
looking at the Twitch interface right
What is he talking about?
Oh, it's in the thing.
now. I'm talking to the folks at home.
Well, I haven't been
why
here
would
in
it
a while.
apply
I
to
don't
you
know
guys?
if
Yeah,
something
why are
can
you yelling
appear
at
now.
us?
You guys probably
Take it
already are
easy.
subscribed to our channel, I hope.
I am subscribed.
And you did that by pressing the button that's right here.
I did.
Or on Thursday, it's going to be on YouTube. Now, how to operate YouTube, that's a whole other thing. Steve, you've done a series of videos on how to navigate YouTube, haven't you? He's shaking his head no.
Oh, yeah.
He still thinks this is a podcast. He doesn't realize you have to actually. But this is a podcast. And so is Critical Role.
Segue.
And so is Between the Sheets. And so is All Work No Play. They're all podcasts, you guys. You can get them on iTunes, Google, Spotify. Look for the black Critical Role logo. It looks like this.
Oh, are you gonna pull your pants down or?
Oh boy.
What is
Oh, there
happening?
it is. That's
Except it's black.
that's a white Critical Role.
Right, but it
logo.
looks like this logo.
But that's white.
But that's a different
It's a white
than what
logo.
you're saying.
Black is.
Hey, babe.
Hi.
When searching in your favorite podcast app, check out critroll.com/.
Oh,
Oh,
How
do you type
Dream
that?
of Genie that? Is that just an I Dream of Genie? Is that what you did? Is that like one of those?
Guys, you remember in Infinity War what that glove
That was
looked
good.
like after the snap? That's how I feel inside after what I just did. That
Yep.
took a lot out of me.
Okay.
So,
a
without
lot of
further
gamma
ado,
radiation there.
let us discuss episode 60 of Critical Role Campaign 2, A Turtle by Any Other Name. Ashley. Thank you for the additional time, Zach. We will begin this episode as we begin most episodes
it's fine.
with stats from our friends at Crit Roll Stats.
3, 2, 1.
A little bit late.
Sorry.
Episode 60, Crit Roll Stats. Here they come. Ford got 5 out of the Mighty Nine's 10 natural ones in episode 60, tying him for most nat ones in an episode this campaign.
4 got 5 out of the 10 natural ones.
Halvesies.
That's near 50%.
No, it's
Greg, you went to college for math, right? Ford also got the Mighty Nine's 60th How Do You Want to Do This against,
On episode
what's
60.
it called?
A Dybbuk.
Keeping it
Dybbuk?
balanced.
Dybbuk.
Little yang with the ying.
I am still unsure if we can say that on Twitch.
Can.
Let's,
It's not a nipple.
well, Jesus.
A female
nothing's-
presenting nipple?
Nothing's a
Female presenting
nipple.
nipple.
Areola.
Ashley,
Yes.
how many times do you think Yasha has raged in campaign 2 thus far?
Ooh.
How many
Boy,
times?
that is a good question.
I think I've raged for Yasha like
Oh, is this including Travis too?
total like
Yasha.
times.
21.
Very close.
60 episodes, Ashley.
I know, but I feel like I've played
Very close.
so little.
Very close. 45.
Okay.
Less than half.
I might have set you up in the wrong way there.
I was like, okay, if he's in it 8 times, I probably do. Okay.
It's a stupid number.
So what you're saying is between both of your
18.
brains
18.
remembering the rage, neither of you were even close.
Barbarians are not
No,
smart.
listen, it's like second nature for us, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Are you so happy to be back down to just one iPad?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but
Generic tablet?
no, I love being a barbarian. Because
You
it's
miss
the
it?
best. Yeah, of course. This is the ultimate smash machine, man. Yeah.
Do you miss all of the dice and the math you would have to do at the later levels versus what you have to do mind-wise for
No, thank
majority?
God it was at like level 7 and 8, or I'd be fucked with an HK in that word. Fucked.
An HK.
Yep, F-U-H-K-D.
Yeah. What was your favorite part about Game Ranch today?
I think it was killing you in the first 10
Crushing me a
minutes.
couple dozen times?
Yeah, without you expecting it for some reason. I don't know. Try and trick.
Did I expect it and then pay you back for it later?
You did, actually. Yeah.
Subscribe to find out. My favorite part of this episode was the owl.
Oh, man.
Don't want to
That
spoil it for people who just
rude
got off
bastard.
work.
Yeah, he had something to say.
That is a tough.
That is a tough cookie.
The
Seven.
frontier has made him
Does not mince words.
dangerous,
Very tough.
mean.
Yep.
Very mean.
Very mean.
So
I-
mean to you.
I had to stop and really kind of think about my life for a little bit after that. Some
Yeah.
of the
Yeah. I would say.
emaciated little bitch or whatever that stuff was,
That's
That,
harsh.
is that what was said?
Yeah, that's what was said.
something
Boy.
that hit
what
me.
we
Usually when
said.
it's not directed at me, I don't catalog it, but
I looked over and Steve had a tear coming down his cheek.
Oh
He
boy.
doesn't cry.
those are allergies.
It was beautiful. It wasn't beautiful. Our first question, now we got to get to the questions, guys, because it was brought to my attention this week.
What?
Some people think there might be a little bit too much goofing off on this talk show on Twitch about a D&D campaign.
I'm leaving.
Yeah, I'm already half out, but
But
I think we need to get serious. I think with After Dark being gone, the shenanigans should not carry into this main show. They should
Okay.
also be gone.
okay.
I want long answers out of you. I want spoilers. I want you guys to stop not being able to answer the stuff you can't answer.
Okay.
I want no Nerf gun activity,
Well,
no FaceTiming anymore.
come on.
If anyone of the cast is here, I do not want them to come in and interrupt the show. I want professionalism.
okay, that sounds fair.
After this Kickstarter, there are eyes on this content that are never on it.
No interruptions.
I made myself clear.
Yeah, I think we can abide by that.
And you'll relay that to the rest of the cast.
Yeah. Do we
Yeah.
Vox
apologize?
Machina is at a new level now,
Okay.
okay?
Okay.
People from UPN might be watching this. Executives from the Golf Channel. Our first question tonight is for Travis, and it's from L. File.
UPN.
How does it feel to be faced with the challenge of healing rifts in both Jorhas and the Game Ranch?
Oh, right. Well, being that I have healed approximately 0 rifts in Jorhas and have not a care in the world in the ranch, being the chosen one,
Oh,
not really a responsibility of mine. See, I'm going to survive whatever's coming. You, however, I
Wait a second. But
The liability.
This is so passive, though. You're assuming that because you're the chosen one, you bear no responsibility in whatever's to come. Did Neo sit back in a lazy boy chair eating Cheetos, or did he learn jujitsu?
I mean, in the real world, yes, he was plugged into a machine, so yeah, he was sitting back in a fucking lazy boy.
That is a really good point.
That's a
It's really solid.
yeah, that was a good point.
Ashley,
Wait, we can't have any interruptions.
no interruptions. Spicy Sprite. Yasha seems cool and collected most of the time, but when she was talking to the Stormlord, she seemed timid. Why does she feel this way? Is it because the Stormlord knows things she does not? Obvious.
Yeah, definitely.
Obvious.
I think it's still sort of exploring this relationship with a higher power is still a very new thing for Yasha. And I think she's still very unsure how you're supposed to commune with something or someone that you don't know if they're there or not.
Yeah.
You just see signs and you see things that are happening, and he definitely communes with her in her dreams. And she's still figuring it out. I mean, I think it's very similar probably to anyone who's new in any faith. You're just like, I don't know how to do this, but
Yeah.
I'm just kind of trying to figure it out. And it's still a very invisible thing that you don't know what you're supposed to do. I mean, her examples, like I said last week, are Jester. You know, so that's why I was thinking about it, and I was like, why did I draw a dick in the dirt and not like a lightning bolt? But I was just like, I don't know. I mean, I actually was very nervous. I was like, I did it, and I was like, I don't know why I just did that.
Yasha was following her instincts.
Following her instincts and just trying to figure
Go with what
some
works.
shit out.
right?
She knows that works, but
Can't
listen,
be mad at a Wang.
yeah, but obviously she knows that the Stormlord knows a lot more about her because there's still there's a little bit of Yasha that there's some time that's lost, or I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that she doesn't have information for.
Do you think, yeah, it makes sense. I'm sure we'll get into that. Do you think she looks at Jester's faith as more of just a blind faith than her own? It's more just like trusting whatever the traveler versus like...
Yes and no. I think there's an element of, you know, I think it's the things that Jester does for the traveler seem very out there to Yasha to begin with, because Yasha is very timid and, you know, but I think she's seen the results of what's happened with Jester's faith and even with Caduceus's faith. So it's one of those things of like, okay, well, I guess these are my examples and I'll try some stuff like this. And I think she definitely looks up to Jester and her weird communion with her God.
Yeah.
Whoever he is, which me personally, Ashley, I'm like, who is this?
I don't
Who is
like
this
it.
guy?
I don't like it. I
don't
haven't
know
liked
shit
it
about
since
the
the
traveler.
beginning. I haven't liked it since the beginning.
I never did.
Something's not right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Travis.
Yep.
CD88 asks, Ford seemed more frightened of the snapping turtle than the undead giant that had just spilled its guts in front of him. What horrible experience with the snapping turtle did Ford have during his life as a sailor to create such a phobia?
Yeah, Ford ate some moldy ass bread on a ship one day. Fell into the.
My wallet. Have you seen my wallet anywhere?
I have not
Wait, no,
seen
Matt,
your
we can't have
wallet,
any
Matt.
It's over and
interruptions.
around here.
I
I
said-
missed the first part of the episode. I'm trying
Where's-
to. Hold on. I think it's
No
this
interruptions.
area.
Oh, wait, I
I
found it.
said,
I found it.
Thing.
can you
find it?
imagine
It's under here.
what the people online are going to be saying
I
about
found
this?
it.
Oh, good.
I found it.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Can you imagine how upset the people are going to be online, and that it was
Listen.
Matt Mercer who did it? I don't know where your wallet is, my friend, but we are going to get to the bottom of it right now. I promise you, not another minute will go by on this program before we get that wallet back.
No, we found it.
We are going to answer.
We found his wallet.
We'll be here till midnight. I want to answer every question, whether they're good or not.
He got his.
We found his wallet. We found it.
Well, mine's missing
It's fine.
now. I can't find mine.
Oh, did you stick yours?
Oh?
Wait a second.
I need to buy some things.
Was this whole thing just so he could come in and get? I didn't even feel him touch my ass, or maybe I did.
Mercer works in mysterious ways.
Boy, well, you know what? Next week, let's send out an email and let's let everyone know that next week, starting on Talks Machina, we are.
Interruption free?
Ben said it's possible next week we could get a sponsorship from Netscape. We are not going to get a sponsorship from Netscape if someone's in here showing their ass.
Okay. No more shenanigans. No more
No,
shenanigans.
you can't show your ass.
No more shenanigans.
Seduces Clay has a question.
Is that a real name?
We could have gotten to that instead of dealing with this shit.
Still want to know more about the snapping turtle that
Me
fucking
too.
Ford.
Yeah, talk
Hey.
to us about that.
Oh.
That was so funny.
I had some made up story about eating, I don't know, LSD ridden bread and I don't know. No.
The mold in the bread.
Yeah, sure. Tripping out while swimming underneath the boat and turtles.
What kind?
snapping
Are you
turtle
afraid
came
of any animals? Is there a type of animal that you're afraid
Don't
of?
like spiders very
Okay.
much.
This I know.
Yeah, I do not like spiders. I think that's about it.
What about you, Ash?
Like
Tell the
large
people-
apex predators, I'm not super fond of either.
Yeah, same. I don't like spiders. I don't like them. They're so quiet. You can't see them. They're too small. They can just the tiniest little thing and it can kill you. I'm weird. I don't mind snakes. I don't mind. I even like great whites. Like if I saw one out in the wild, like a great white shark.
Like walking
What would
through
you
the
do
forest
if you
and saw a
saw
great
one
white
out in the
shark?
wild?
Like if I was in the ocean, I would definitely panic. But they're also amazing creatures. Spiders,
Okay. If we're gonna have kids,
No, but here's the thing.
some of these mindsets are gonna need to. Right, Travis?
I wouldn't kill a
You're
great
gonna
white.
swim up to a great white.
Wouldn't kill a great white. I would gladly kill a spider. I'm sorry, but I actually don't really mind tarantulas
Yeah,
because they have
great
hair.
whites are one of the most
said-
underhugged animals on the planet.
Yeah.
Steve just
That's
made a great
agreed.
point. Steve just made a great point. He said spiders will go in your mouth. You'll go in a great white's mouth.
God, Steve,
That's
we
true.
got to get you.
We need to get him
man.
mic'd up.
True.
Yeah,
We need to
Nat
get you
Geo's gonna
mic'd
come
up.
pick him
yeah.
up. and we'll be-
Spiders. I'm not into them.
Well, do you feel like you got enough time to answer that one, Travis, or should we? I'm okay with kind of
I
going.
think so. I can only hear out of this ear now, so yeah.
Did a cockroach climb in there? Do we have a broke down palace?
It was good.
Good shot.
I saw just a black shape coming out from the stage lighting, and I
I
was
didn't know
like,
what he was going to hit you
it was
with.
like a stuffed animal or something. It had mass.
He nailed you in the face.
Oh,
That was a good shot.
Impressive.
Matt is really good at sports.
That was also. Why is Matt's wallet a Scorsese extra thick
I don't know.
wallet? He's walking around like
He's a man
That's
who's
a-
done web media for most of his adult life. He's fond of props.
keeping track of a lot of receipts.
I have a new respect.
Ashley.
Walking weapon.
Yeah.
Hey, look at those beautiful tankards those barbarians are
What?
showing off here.
Who would
Those
like
are,
to rage? We would like to rage.
Those are available now in the shops. Ashley, were you annoyed at the dice preventing Yasha from breaking her restraints, or did it seem apt that she needs more time to grow stronger as a person?
It seemed to make sense to me. There's a part of me that thinks that even if I would have rolled really high, it wasn't the time. And I mean, who knows? Maybe I don't know how. I don't fully know Matt's brain. I mean, maybe I could have gotten out of it, but I think it makes sense for the journey of the character. And I know for me, I never knew it was a possibility to even maybe one day grow feathers on Yasha's wings, because it's never been that way. So
Yeah.
that was a shock to me, and but I think there's still.
You never thought it was a possibility?
No. So I think it's a.
Cool. Yeah, because you got a little
Yeah.
emotional in that moment.
Yeah.
That was a surprise to
That
you.
was it was a surprise, and I think it was just a glimpse of where she could one day be, and I think that was a communal conversation to her saying that, hey, you're on the right path. And I think that was pretty cool. I'm glad it didn't just happen in that moment.
Yeah, me too.
That was even for me personally. I was like, oh, there's so much. There's more to go, more to happen, and it was cool. It was really cool.
I want to see. I want to see. I want to see.
I know.
What does it mean? I don't know.
Not to be crass, because we're doing this new Talks Machina now.
Sure.
People have spoken,
Yes. We're
and
serious.
We are listening.
We're serious.
Not to be crass, but I am very jealous of what Jester's doing right now.
Oh my God. Listen, I feel like
Not
it's
to be
always been
crass.
I feel like it's a tradition that I always hold her.
Yep.
And then it's always like Laura Bulu is here. She's my best friend.
Oh,
That's my Ashley Johnson,
Travis.
my friend. Yes.
The thing from the commercial with the cookie. How was it being squishier than Caleb this episode? Did it affect the way you slash
Oh Lord.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Ford took part in battle? I
Yeah.
have to stop now that we're doing the thing. I can't do the thing anymore. So
Yeah,
remind
yeah.
me next week to stop.
Yeah. No, it absolutely did. I actually got a fairly good tip before the episode, just because I was going like, I have never had this low of hit points since like level 1 or 2 or whatever. And had forgotten that Armor of Agathis cast at a higher level means more temporary hit points, more damage done when you get hit. So I just went into a defensive posture for everything and practiced a little.
Defense on yourself.
Yeah, practiced a little Caleb distance from the action when I could. I still like to get in there and mix it up, but you also don't want to become like a liability because you're a dead meat sack on the floor that's got to get drug out and revivified.
I wouldn't
What
know
were
what that's
you-
like.
You're
Wizard.
You said a liability. That's like a dead meat sack dragging around on the. You just described me perfectly.
Down to
sack.
a T.
You're my meat sack.
Oh.
That was so lovely and hallmarky. Look, you choked him up. Yep, take his hand, embrace.
I really mean it.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
I can hear the Sarah McLachlan playing in the background.
I am Mr. Your Meat Sack.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you hear that, Henry?
No response. No response.
We should probably get rid of Henry too.
Oh, he looks a little sunburned.
I draw the line.
But he knocked over the thing last week, leading to those shenanigans. We cannot. I'm telling you guys, there are big things at play. Cheese Whiz, the spin-off company of Cheese Whiz, emailed about sponsoring a segment on the show. It's going to take 16
What's
minutes
the
of the
spin-off
show.
company?
I can't mention them because we're still in talks.
Sure.
It's going
Okay.
to take 16 minutes of the show, but Max has looked at the PowerPoint they sent. It's pretty cool. Has nothing to do with D&D, has nothing to do with Critical Role, has nothing to do with Cheese Whiz.
Oh,
But it's still kind of interesting.
okay.
We can't land a deal like that if you don't answer this question from Lee574, Travis and Ashley. What went through your mind when we revisited Where Do You Find Your Strength? One of the coolest moments of Campaign 2,
Easily.
because, no spoilers for people that aren't caught up yet on Campaign 1, but there was some similarities.
There were some
so rad.
similarities.
We have to talk about this. Just say there's campaign 1 spoilers. It's going to
No,
Yeah.
so mute your Twitch. There's a button right here that you can turn the volume down. Is that right, Zach? The volume button about right here? Yep. Thank you. If you are not caught up on Campaign 1, just go ahead and mute this, and then when you see the next question pop, good.
Well, I was going to say in campaign 1, the Temple Accord, right? Obviously, Earthbreaker Grun was like, where do you find your strength? And then proceeded to beat Grog's ass until he figured out what the answer was, which was great. So, in just watching all of that unfold and hearing that come out of the Stormlord,
Who's Cord?
I was very excited.
That was really cool. And I, being, a little nervous in the moment, and we even talked about this last week when the focus is on you, and you're like, you
Yeah,
you're
Applesauce,
you feel
applesauce.
red, you feel like everyone's, looking at you, and I completely forgot about that.
Really?
Yes, until after it was over, and I was like, oh my God! But
Yeah.
I blanked. You know, and then when the moment is done, then you're like, what did I even say? What did I even say?
Well, and
You know,
like
'cause you're-
in the first campaign, it was a monk, you know, a level 20 million badass monk with quivering palm or whatever that asked the question. I mean, obviously in the Temple of Cord, but the Storm Lord talked to you. Holy shit! What does that mean? Who are you to him? What did you do?
What does it mean?
I know. I don't know. What does it mean? What does it mean?
To be fair,
I'm so curious.
Grog also got to talk to the Stormlord.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Who did?
You did. Grog did.
No, I didn't.
You did.
No, I'm pretty sure I remember that.
No, you did.
Nope.
You got to go.
Nope.
You got to go see him past the Divine Gate. You did.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot to remember. Oh.
Our next question.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. We're serious. We're serious. No laughing. We can't laugh
kidding.
either.
I love you guys. You guys are awesome.
Trouble.
You can turn your volume. You can turn the volume back.
For the people that are listening, it's just quiet.
Does it go this way, Zach?
You don't need to whisper if their volume is down.
No, it's
I'm
on
not
the
whispering
lower.
anymore.
It's on that side, I think.
Is this the way the volume knob goes?
That's the way the host knob goes.
Okay.
Wow.
Geralt of boring trivia.
Hey.
Yeah.
How did the conversation with Wersh, the blacksmith, impact Ford's perspective on himself and his self-confidence?
Totally what Ashley was just saying about the spotlight being on you. I was not prepared for that in any way, much less from a big ol' hulking half-orc that is, you know, has all the size and intimidation that goes along with it that I think Ford wished he had. And it was crazy because fucking Matt's just too good. Like,
That was.
I was not ready to have that kind of a conversation, and he just kept like, you know when you're pissed and you want the other person to like be pissed or respond to you in the same sort of like heated way, and
Yeah.
they just respond like calmly, and they're like,
You're like, no.
this is agitating you, isn't it? And you're like, no.
Yeah.
Like it was.
I'm
it was-
fine.
Yeah, it was
Not about
just
it.
like that. I was like, I don't want to talk about why I feel this way. And yes, people treat me like shit. Yeah, it gets under my skin. I don't want to say any of that. You big blacksmith, half-orc meanie. And I mean, it's such a cool parallel for why D&D is awesome, because the next like 5 to 7 minutes after that was over with, all I was thinking about was like, I gotta go back and talk to him. What would I talk to him about? Do I be honest? Do I ask him about? I'm like, Jesus, stop! Focus on. No, I should ask him more questions. Like, where are you coming from? What does this mean about me? It was just awesome and unexpected. So,
I feel like nothing drives me more crazy with this game than the conversations that I didn't have.
yeah.
I'm thinking
feel
of-
that. I felt that in some sessions.
Yeah, I should have gone to go talk to so and so because maybe they would have helped me figure some shit out. And you're like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like all week you're just thinking. I'm thinking more so of conversations in a fantasy world than
Yeah.
my own life.
And you want to stay like engaged, and you have to track what's going on, but you can't help but like analyze what just happened. And you
Yeah.
feel like in the moment you're representing yourself well,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you're like, that was shit.
Shit, there's so much more that I could have said. And
I know. Well, there's more sessions. I don't want to make things about your looks, because that's degrading, but your hair looks fucking awesome tonight.
Jeez.
oh, thank you.
Everything's just working out great.
All right.
What about
Thanks,
Shirt,
babe.
the glisten of that ring that
What about
keeps
your-
blinding me because it's so magnificent.
other?
I can see a little bit of your legs, and that's making me really happy. Love those shoes.
Thanks.
What about your other?
Turn to the left.
Oh, speaking of you, Ashley, a question
to the
from
left.
T. Mandy II. We talked about the wings earlier a little
Yes.
bit. Does Yasha feel pain or have bad memories while unfurling her wings? Does Yasha not like having them out?
There's no pain involved in it. I think it's well,
Emotional pain?
maybe emotional
It's like
pain
Wolverine.
because it's one of those things where I think there's been a lot of judgment in it, and I think it's one of those things where she kind of has a chip on her shoulder about it, where like people were so scared of it for so long, or whenever it would happen. And then I think now it's like, yeah, it's really fucking ugly. Why don't you look at it? And I think now it's a maybe she used it to push people away, just as a protection, maybe, or I don't know. It's one of those things of
self-preservation, maybe.
Yeah, I think she's got a lot of layers of stuff, of just walls and things. Now I feel like I'm talking about myself.
Yo, but isn't that crazy?
We all are.
Yeah, and then
Isn't that
we
crazy
all
I was
are.
talking about it and I was like, uh-oh, this feels like therapy.
Right? Like,
Talks Machina.
See, that's what Talks Machina could be if you guys would stop fucking around all the time. We're getting down to some real shit here.
Isn't it weird?
I've been
though?
saying
It
this for
doesn't
2
matter
years.
how extreme or fantastic or strange your character is. Like, you always end up peeking through.
Yes.
Yes,
You know?
of course, of
And
course.
your friends draw that out of you too.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
friends draw that out of you because one person is willing to make a little step in the game, and then you go like, oh, that looked like that felt good. I need to kind of like do
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
need
as
to
we're
unpack
talking
a
about
little
it.
as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Seen that.
yeah.
Travis. Pamerica Chavez. Ford seemed far more standoffish in his conversation with Wersch than the smooth charmer we're used to seeing around strangers. What was it about that conversation that seemed to tense him more than usual? Did we talk about that earlier or no?
I mean, a little bit, but it was. He was diving in. He was so direct with Ford, and so is Matt. Was just like, once he locks in on you and he's direct, and it's like there's also some small judgment that's happening from character to character that I felt so unsettled that I just went the poker route and just like locked my face and tried to stare at him, even though I just wanted to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
And I eventually was like, I walk away, and he still like called after him and was like, hey, you, stop. And I was like, fuck.
Oops.
Turn around, I was like, what?
You're like trying to get through to Matt, like, not right now.
I'm not doing this.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, is it like, it's not even me at that point. I haven't thought about how Ford would communicate how he feels in relation to humans and how they have treated him, and especially with like the other group being around. And I think there's like ego at play there. Like, I think he doesn't want to show weakness or vulnerability around the rest of the group, especially when it hasn't been talked about before. And he didn't bring it up. I think he wanted to do it on his own terms. I wanted to do it on my own terms. What the fuck's the third person about? Yeah, like it just, you don't get to dictate those things in life, and you don't get to dictate them in the game. And
Yeah.
you know, sometimes you handle it well, and sometimes you don't. I don't think I or Ford handled it well. We were just on our heels.
Yeah.
I hate when that
we-
happens.
Jesus.
Thinking about it later, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I could have said this, or I should have said this, but
It's like when you have an argument with somebody and then you only
Absolutely.
think of a good response when you're in the shower.
yeah, and you're
3
like,
days
"Shit, I
later.
fucking said that, and then you know when you go back and you try to bring it up again, it's just not the same.
Exactly.
It's lost the oomph, or the
Lost
person
the-
doesn't react in the way you were fantasizing they would.
Yeah. And you're like, God.
I worked all of this out in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like when you're going through the drive-thru at Burger King, and then the girl's like, nice hat, asshole. And then you leave and you almost get home, and then you're like, fuck, I thought of the right thing to say. So then you
Go back through the
and-
drive-thru.
But they had a shift change and she's
Yeah.
gone. So
I don't
then
know
you
if
wait
that's-
outside and go, what's the max amount of hours are going to be between now and when she's going to come back to work? Because she doesn't need to be in the drive-thru window for me to hurl the insult back at her. I can do it while she's walking.
I don't know if that applies.
You okay, buddy?
He's really, he really cracked himself up with that one.
Are we getting cheers? We have tears coming? Uh-oh.
That was a long one.
Fan art of the week.
Did you give yourself projectile?
Fan art of the week.
Oh boy.
Come on, fan.
Hey, stop it. This is serious.
This week's fan art winner
Whoa.
for Campaign 2, Episode 60 was sent in by Laura Langston.
Woo!
At Laura Illustrate, let's take a look.
So serious.
Oh,
What a fun that is! That is
Crazy
awesome!
that is.
What the heck? I haven't
Wow.
seen that. It's very like Mary Blue.
We've never really
That's
featured
so
something
unique.
like this.
No.
before.
That
What
is
really stood out
awesome.
to us about it.
oh, is that the Oh.
That's pretty tight, isn't it?
Oh, I
Amazing.
love that. What?
Wow.
That is so
That's so
cool.
great.
There's a lot going on, man.
Come on, you peanuts, lock it up.
Come on, string beans.
Lots of weird shit's happening. Thank you to everyone who
That owl got in his head.
submitted.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
The long submit.
Nope.
Nope.
Cool.
Congrats to you, Laura. You have won this Lacewood tabletop dice tray.
Put your nose in it. Go for it.
Wow.
Gotta stop smelling the wormwoods. That's gotta go.
Yeah, it's
That's too high of a
dangerous.
bar for
Too
the
much
rest of your
wormwood
day.
is can go get. Look at those tears. Tears of sincerity.
You can enter our weekly contest by emailing your fan art to submit.
Oh.
At talksmachina.com. Rules for our contests are available at critroll.com.
Hey, Travis.
Hey, Danny.
You were totally right about the thing we talked about during spoilers. That did not happen. What I said happened. That didn't happen. Never mind. Rob was
I'm
right.
lost.
Danny was wrong.
I'm lost. What does she mean? Will we ever know? Probably not.
Might not.
Instead, Ashley can answer this question.
Okay.
From Wally Wests. Caduceus had some odd, vague, and yet fairly apt words of advice for Yasha regarding gods and signs and communication. How does she feel about this? Especially as the two were starting to grow a little closer as friends. Did it help?
Definitely. I think, you know, I think Caduceus is, and also just Taliesin in general, but I think the way he's also playing Caduceus and how lovely and wonderful and full of light Caduceus is, I think he's like Yasha is going towards him like a moth to a flame. And I think his words of wisdom are something that she definitely takes in. I think she's also at the point in her life where she's like, I'll any advice anybody has at this point, I'm open to listen. But I think Caduceus especially, I think they have a really cool connection that is going to grow. At least I hope it does. Who knows? Maybe they'll end up hating each other. Hopefully not.
No, I hope not. I mean, unless I don't.
Yeah, but I think what they have so far has been pretty special.
Do you feel like if she... you're not going to be able to answer that. Fuck. Hashtag cancel blind spot. I am so sorry, you guys. Dickmon. Question for Travis. Dickamon? Dickhim-mon? Ford made a big show in front of Jester when killing the jellyfish. What was going through your mind when Matt initially mentioned the jellyfish? Did he make it a point to show off that kill in front of Jester?
Answer the question,
Quite
Travis.
a moment.
Boy, that just seems like so much implied in that question. Just pointing out his marksmanship. Excellence with the old Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast. Okay. Ashley, Mouser 1991 wants to know.
That's a great name.
Do you know what? Christina wasn't even born in 19...
It's true.
There's this person that started working here and works here for now.
Stop it, don't be an ageist.
Named Christina, who reminds us all the time.
ageist?
Do you guys know I wasn't born
that a
when
real
that
dog?
movie came out that you're talking about? Do you know I wasn't born when that album came out that you're talking about? they make it a point to,
Yes.
remind us of how old we are. If anyone's ageist,
Sure, okay.
look outside these doors,
Well.
my friend. And let's have a. Ashley, does Yasha know she's an Asimir, or does she think she's just kind of a weird human?
What was that word you just used?
What did you say? No.
Asimir?
It's fine. I pronounce it wrong all the
She's a,
time.
no. She's an Asimir. dude.
Asimir?
Have you seen
Asimar?
A
Yasha's
there.
ass?
Is it Asimar?
No, it's
Yasha
Yasha does
Asimir,
have a
dude.
great ass.
Yasha's got a
Asimir.
great ass.
Asimar.
She got a great.
That's from Heat, right?
It's from yeah.
You're gonna marry that girl.
You are my density.
Fucking do it as soon as Ashley comes from blonde.
What was the question again? No, just she knows if she's
Does she know she's got that Asimir? Compose
That's
yourself,
a very good
Kat.
question. I'm trying to think of how to answer this.
That is kind of a tough one to answer, isn't it?
I think she
Dude,
thinks she's kind of just weird.
she's just kind of a weird human.
And I think that's all I can say about that.
Okay,
She doesn't quite know what she is.
okay. All right, I understand that. For both of you, from Tiefling Demigod, aren't those the best kind? Thoughts on the charred, now dead, nameless goblin?
Such a good question.
There were theories. I got tweets that said Brian sat there just feet from the table this week with his guest partner.
Ready to go on stage.
Sitting there.
Yep, that's hilarious. That would have been amazing.
I mean, I tried to ask him in game if he really tore up a character sheet, but he looked like he did. Like,
Yeah, that's the thing that I'm
Fucking
talking
blame
about,
him.
where those are the things that drive you crazy in the game.
Yeah.
I don't think Matt will ever tell us.
no. And Liam is like pesticide for poor, underpowered guest NPC characters. Like,
Yes.
he's a fucking
He
blight.
is.
He's not even playing a rogue this time.
Nope, I'm just gonna send a fucking giant fireball down into this. What was it? Flaming spear? Fireball?
Flaming sphere.
Yeah.
Which is not fun to say during recap, by the way.
Flaming sphere.
Flaming
Flaming
sphere.
sphere.
Flaming sphere.
one
Flaming
into-
sphere. Whoa.
3 times fast. Ready? 1,
Yeah.
2, 3.
Flaming sphere. Flaming sphere. Flaming sphere.
Nice.
We did it. I feel like I did it really slow though.
I'm proud.
You took a break.
I would try it, but I ended up saying something we can't say on Twitch.
Sure.
Did you guys feel like you got to answer that enough? Do you want to try
I
saying
want to know more.
Oh, maybe the host quit rushing us. Jeez.
I want to know more, but I know we won't because
Yeah, he's dead.
he's
I'm
dead.
not
now.
Russian, I'm Irish. Captain Goldbeard has a question. It's a question from Tyrion Darrington.
Arrgh.
No spoilers. You've been playing forward a lot more vocally, actively, and lightheartedly for the last 2 sessions, using your charisma and mind-bending powers more. Can we expect more charismatic Ford in the future, or was that just the cough syrup talk? As some of the folks at home might know, you were feeling ill last week a little bit.
Indeed. On the road to recovery. I don't know. I look forward to Thursday nights because they are just a chance for us all to unplug and forget the rest of the day and vanish. And when Matt pulls out amazing shit like the Stormlord and stuff, I get super excited. I also don't really remember that I'm on camera, but who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
So I love it.
Yeah.
The vocal stuff is, I think Ford was just real serious before, trying to be something that I think he found himself in a position of leadership or guidance, and I don't think he necessarily wanted that. And now that that's not necessarily the case, I think he's just kind of trying to relax a little bit more and find himself.
Yeah.
And uses charisma more too. I think that's something he has underused in his previous exploits. So I think he's trying to see where it can take him.
What's your charisma again?
It's like +8 or something. It depends on what it is. Yeah, high deception, high persuasion.
Charismatic AF.
Yeah, AF.
I don't think it's AF. I think it's A. Is it AF, Steve, or is
No, it's
it
AF.
AF? How are the kids doing it out there? You're
It's
out
AF.
Charismatic
It's
AF.
It's AF?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's AF. Oh, but Steve's
Charismatic
Canadian, so it's AF.
AF.
Yeah, he's Canadian.
Cool.
Charismatic AF.
That's cool, man.
Charismatic
So when,
AF.
Right
when
on
you're
the
on Xbox Live with your pals, right? Are you like, yo, I'm fucking lit, AF. I just rolled up some Blue Dream and put on a little No More Tears.
Simple plan.
What's Blue Dream?
Simple Plan.
Plan.
Okay, that's a good throwback, Max. How do you feel about Simple Plan?
Oh, he gave you the.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know this is a podcast. You have to actually talk. You can't just.
Yeah.
Also, too, guys, another reason why we need to stick to the script here. Gautier is interested in redoing our theme song for Talks Machina.
Oh man, he was somebody I used to know.
We're not going to get
Danny
that kind
Carr. Shame on you.
Danny, that's
Too fast and too good.
the jokes can't be too. Oh no, sinister laughter.
Oh God, don't do that.
That actually could have been pretty good if she had broken into maniacal laughter just then.
That was terrifying. Never zoom in on my face again.
Ashley,
Yep.
what's going on, big boys?
They're just getting comfy.
Do you want this pineapple? Ashley,
Yes.
Les Branian wants to know.
Okay.
Yasha's been pretty. Well, it's over here if you want it. Okay. That's a good boy.
Wag, 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 wag.
That tail's made of Teflon, man.
Yasha's been pretty tight-lipped about her backstory, with only Jester and Cad knowing about her wife. He's a distraction. We should just leave him at home. He's a
Shut your
distraction
damn
from
mouth
these
and host the show.
After this conversation with the Stormlord in her dreams, is she more interested in talking to the group about her past and opening up more in general? What's it gonna take? What's it gonna take?
We'll see. I mean, we'll see if, how those conversations come up. I think
You also, as a person, probably need time at the table to feel comfortable because
100%.
you're gone working on hashtag and something.
Yeah. It's and that's another obviously layer of just like getting back in the groove. And,
Yeah.
Like I said last week, this is a table of very, very good players and jumping in and it's just getting comfortable. But I think it's what happened with her wife is definitely, of course, a sore spot because of the choices she made.
Woo!
Why did you cut that off so
We're
quickly?
gonna need to start digging
It sounds like you were about
these
to.
answers. I'm telling you.
No, I think it's it's not embarrassing. It's so much more than that. It's telling people that you made a decision that was very not brave, not courageous, and very terrible. She ran. So I don't think it's like, let me tell you what I did.
Yeah.
So I think it's feeling
Nobody likes
comfortable.
talking about their mistakes.
Nobody likes talking about their mistakes, because you want people to think you're better than you are most of the time.
Yep.
So I think there's a comfortability that comes with getting to know people to get to a point to be like, all right, here's all my shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still cool?
here's
Still like
You're
me?
still cool, you still like me?
here's my worst defining moment.
Yeah.
Of all the defining moments of my life, here's my worst one, everybody.
Yeah.
It takes me a while before I get to know somebody before I can
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks before you told me all your bad shit, right?
probably.
Yeah.
That sounds about
See?
right. But see, I was gone for one of those weeks
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also his, most wanted thing popped up on your Google's.
Yeah, I mean, I'd already Googled it, so...
It's the chip. So when I
Yeah.
get near you, the same thing happened to old Greg.
Yeah.
When I get close enough to you, if you have the app, it tells you,
It sends like a migraine
Hide your
directly
shit.
to my temple, so I needed
Yeah.
to find out really fast so that I could hear that.
that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Good plan.
Catty Wampus for both of you.
Yes, I love Catty Wampus, and I say it a lot.
You do. While Pike and Grog were bestest buddies,
Oh, that's my best boy,
campaign 1, spoiler alert. Wait, is this down,
Oh,
Zach?
take your damn finger off.
It's fine.
While Pike and
Grog
Grog were bestest buddies, Ford and Yasha haven't had much chance to build a rapport yet. Are you looking forward to forging a connection And where do you think their common ground lies? Well, both of you have played Yasha. That's where the
That's
common
the common ground. Yes.
Played
Both of you kill as playing Yasha.
I am just after the last episode because Ford is very interested in Caduceus' relationship with the Wild Mother and how the hell that works. Jester and the Traveler, how the hell that works. And, you know, I'm sure he'll want to ask about the thunderstorms that just always seem to follow the group when Yasha is around and what that means. Ford's relationship with his thing is not so bueno and is not a two-way street, and, you know, he's not super happy with it. So I think he's looking to just to connect and kind of say like, hey, I know we don't know much, but I'll tell you some of my terrible stuff if you tell me yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's fun seeing what sort of relationships pop up or you know, obviously contrary to popular opinion, we do not plan anything. So it's interesting seeing what and you're like, oh, I'm having a conversation with this person about this thing, and yeah, I'm curious to see what Yasha and Ford's
like connection will be. Yeah, it's weird. Like, I mean, we don't. It's not that we don't plan anything. There are things that we want to do. No guarantee that shit's gonna happen. Or that you'll pull it off in time, or that the scenario won't change. Like, you might have something you're like, okay, I'm gonna try and do this in this game if the moment's right. Fuck all the moments. No.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, that definitely happens.
Yeah, I mean, you think about stuff as you're driving. And,
yes.
But,
like, oh, this would be cool, or maybe I should talk about this, or.
I feel like Liam finds ways to squeeze his in, even if there isn't a moment in the episode.
before we go to bed, yes.
It always cracks me up. I'm like, you go for it, dude.
He does go for it. It's so
gets it,
fun
man.
watching
He
him
gets it.
play.
One of my favorite screen names coming up. What do you think about this shirt, Travis?
It's pretty slick, I gotta say. You
Throwback.
wear it.
It's a throwback.
Yeah, you wear it well.
Throwback.
I've been doing a lot of working out. Mm-hmm. I've been doing a lot of the ASMR.
I don't know that that's related to working out.
Oh,
Yeah, working out your senses.
Whisper training.
this question.
Been reading a lot of dictionary lately.
Dodecahedron.
Oh, cool.
Sit with that for a second.
Good job. Good job.
Dodecahedron.
Why was Ford so fucking interested in Suma's rituals?
That is not what that name is.
Sorna. Brian.
He's only got one contact in.
It says
RNA.
Suma. How did you know? How did you know? Do you have the other contact? When you were sucking on my eye earlier, did you?
Whoa.
Why was Ford so interested in Sorna's rituals? What was he hoping to learn?
I mean, my patron requires eyeballs. Of course I was sucking on Foster's.
This is not how that works.
That you know of. He's still super curious about the arcane, right? He wanted to visit the Soltris Academy and, you know, ask questions about this magical sword that washed up on the shore next to him, and now that's not really necessary because he has a pretty good idea where it came from and what it means and what, you know, the entity that gifted it to him once. But when he sees, you know, deities making contact with, you know, chosen individuals or people, you know, exercising their ability to, she said, like, meditate and then also like to see, and you know, after seeing that large mask, he's like, is this part of it? Like, does this do something? Is this something that we can have? And finding out that it's not magic it's just kind of like, what is this thing and how does it relate to you? Oh, it's more of just something that you do. I also don't think he's come across many druids in his life. You know,
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not. Ashley, we only have a few minutes left, but one of our frequent question askers, oh no, people also complained about that we choose a lot of the same people for the questions. Here's why we do that, guys. Some of the questions really suck.
Oh my God.
Who would win in a fight? Like, there's only so many. Ford or Grog? Like,
No, that's not a question.
if Ford and Grog both
Really
went to
isn't.
Subway, what would they order and how different? We can't ask
Spicy
questions
Italian
like
with
that.
extra meatballs.
Instead
we
of
would have an
choosing
answer for it,
questions like
Brian.
that, we chose a question from Carno Lesbian that goes like this. Ashley, Yasha apologized to Sorna while killing the possessed stone giant corpse, recognizing that they were still her people. Where does that deep well of compassion and empathy in her come from? That's why we asked the question, because it's a good one.
That is a good question. That is a good question.
We've been passing around that.
Carnal
cough
Lesbian
syrup.
asks very good questions.
I did not pass the cough syrup. I puffed and then puffed again.
Gotta quit freebasing
That is
that NyQuil.
Oh,
And selfish.
Well,
that was selfish. You should have.
I liked the cherry flavor.
That's where it all went.
Flavored Pez.
Answer the fucking question.
No, it's not me, it's Yasha. It's
What
about
are
her
you
deep
doing?
well
This
of
is
emotion.
Talks 2.0. We are reformed.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, I think, yeah, Yasha is very sensitive to. How do I put this in
You're
words?
trying not to give shit away, huh?
Well, not necessarily. I think it's. I mean, I'm still figuring out a lot of shit about Yasha with each game.
Yeah.
But I think it's. She does have a level of compassion or empathy that I think is popping up for me that I didn't sort of realize was there. But I think it makes sense a lot for the character because it also goes along with this is a very large conversation I feel like I'm getting into, but I'm going to try to wrap it up really quickly.
You can do whatever. We got time.
I think it's one of those things where Yasha definitely feels very apologetic because of the choices and the things that she's done in her life. And so I think I feel like she's one of those people that will continue to say sorry for things until she figures out that she's, oh gosh.
What she's apologizing for?
I get
Yeah,
it.
like
I
until
get
she
it.
figures out what she's apologizing for. And so I think it's
Yeah.
just like, sorry, are you okay? I know, but she's also, she's pretty tuned into people's feelings.
Well, she's
More so, I think,
she's a
than
bad
anything else.
biche, but like she also had a heart, like big heart.
Yeah,
you
she's
can
got some
tell.
heart.
That big heart is where the bad biche comes from. Did you say biche?
Yeah, bad biche.
Bad biche.
Maybe she's Canadian. That's why she's saying sorry all the time to everybody.
Steve?
Steve?
It's possible.
Can relate. Who can
Possible.
relate? We're almost out of time. Should I sneak in one more, Danny?
Yeah.
Which one do you like?
I like the last one.
Okay, for both of you, Zemnian Critter, my favorite kind. I don't have a favorite kind. Please don't tweet me. It's the last thing I need after this week. Since this is a barbarians only episode of Talks,
Yeah.
we hear your best battle cry.
Rah!
That's not your best.
Asho Lee.
Imagine waking
Well, I
up
don't
in the
wanna
middle of
blow
the
this
night.
mic out.
Imagine waking up in the middle of the night and finding out that I had peed in your jeans drawer or something. How would you barbarian roar at me? Do it. How would you
It's happened.
do it? How would you barbarian roar?
Happened.
Everything's happened.
You go. I'm nervous about this. Can we actually really scream?
Yeah, it's far enough away. Really give it to us, guys. Wow. Wow. That was
I mean, it was half. Put me out in a field.
Yeah, that was a warm up.
Give me
Put
a
me out
weapon.
in
It
a
was a
field.
warm
That
up.
was good. That
Oh, I see
Like,
what you're saying. I was like, I'm
put
not
me
going to
in
put you
coach.
out in a field.
That was our for talks.
Yeah.
It's tame, so we don't scare people.
Yeah.
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 You gotta earn the real thing.
Yeah.
I understand. Thank you both for joining us. Thank you for helping me recreate this show into what it really should be, which is an honest look at a bunch of dishonest people. That's all the time we have for tonight, folks. I would like to thank Travis. I'd like to thank Ashley. I'd like to thank Taliesin for joining us tonight. Episode 61 is this Thursday. As always, please don't forget to love each other. Don't worry, it's almost Thursday. Stay turnt, my friends, and remember, creepy ain't a crime.
No.
Neither is D&D.